Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel LEARN.COM. This is Ashutosh Tripathi and today I am going to take up the part 2 of the topic figures of speech. In part 1 we had dealt with the 4 figures of speeches, that is simile, metaphor, alliteration and repetition. In this part we are going to deal with the next 7 pair of speeches. So the first figure of speech that we are going to take up today is personification. Now, as you can see on your screen, personification is an attribution of personal nature, intelligence or character to an inanimate objects or abstract notions. In other words, we can say in personification, inanimate objects and abstract notions are spoken of as having life and intelligence. Now, for example, in some phrases we use the furious storm, the thirsty ground, and the pitiless cold. Now here you see the word furious, thirsty, and pitiless. These words are generally used to describe human beings or the nature or intelligence of human beings. But here the word furious, thirsty and pitiless is used for storm, ground and cold respectively. So you can see these words which are generally used to describe humans or their nature or their intelligence, when such words are used to describe inanimate objects or abstract ideas. In very simple words we can say when the qualities of living beings are used to describe non-livings or abstract notions. See, it will be more clear with example. Little sorrows sit and weep. Now in this example you can say sit. The word sitting is used to describe humans because humans sit, stand, run. But here this human quality of sitting is attributed to little sorrows. That is, the human quality of sit is given to little sorrows. So whenever such situation occurs that human qualities are given to abstract notions or inanimate objects, the figure of speech is known as personification. In this example you can see there is one more quality which is attributed to little sorrows is weeping. The quality of sitting and weeping both belongs to humans, but here it is given to little sorrows. It is used to describe little sorrows. The next example, the dish ran away with the spoon. Now see, both the word dish and spoon both are non-living things. But here the running quality of humans is attributed to them. That the running quality of humans is used to describe dish. That is why it is said that the dish ran away with the spoon. So I think you got it now. Whenever the human qualities are used to describe the non-living objects or abstract notions, the figure of speech is referred to as personification. Let's jump into the next slide. Apostrophe. Now apostrophe is very much similar to personification. Let's first define it or describe it. It is a direct address to some inanimate thing or some abstract ideas as if it were a living person or some absent person as if it were present. In simple words we can say the hearing quality of livings is given to inanimate objects or abstract ideas. As I earlier said, this figure of speech apostrophe is very much similar to personification in the sense that both figures of speeches are very much similar. The only difference lies is that in personification any quality of humans can be used to describe inanimate objects or abstract notions, whereas in apostrophe the hearing quality of humans, hearing, as we the humans can hear and speak. So the hearing quality of humans is given to inanimate objects or abstract notions. Now this concept will be more clear with the help of example. As you can see, roll on blue sky. Here the poet or the poetess is saying that roll on blue sky. Here the sky is addressed as if it is hearing. The sky is addressed as if it is hearing. So the hearing quality of humans is attributed to non-living or abstract notions. In the second example, O death, be not proud. Again here the death is addressed as if it is hearing. As if it is hearing. So we can say an apostrophe is a direct address to the dead, to the absent, or to a personified object or idea. It is, we can say, a special form of personification. There is a very trivial difference between personification and apostrophe. As I told you, the only difference is that the hearing quality of humans are used in apostrophe, whereas in personification, any quality of humans can be used to describe inanimate objects or abstract notions. Let's move on to the next slide. Hyperbole. Now here hyperbole, in hyperbole a statement is made emphatic by overstatement. Or you can say hyperbole is a statement made emphatic by overstatement, or an exaggeration is made when one tries to exaggerate a particular thing or a situation or an idea. Exaggeration means nothing but making an overstatement. So when we say she wept an ocean of tears, she wept an ocean of tears, here the idea of weeping is exaggerated. Means what we are trying to say is that the subject she has wept such that it is compared to the water in the oceans, the amount of water in the oceans, which is not at all possible. So we can say the statement is exaggerated, means an overstatement is being made. Next example, I have heard this story 1,000 times. I have heard this story 1,000 times. I think this is misprinted here. This is heard, should be heard. I've heard this story 1,000 times. Now this line many times we use in our daily life when someone tries to tell us something very common. We say that, oh, I have heard this thing hundreds and thousands of times. But actually we had not. But what we try to say is that I am very common to this story or this thing. So we try to exaggerate or make an overstatement. I think you got it now. Let's jump into the next slide. Transferred epithet. Now what does the term epithet means? The term epithet means quality or adjective. Now you know adjectives are basically used to describe the nouns. So here in transferred epithets, the qualifying adjective is transferred from a person or a thing to different object to which it does not belong. Now in this figure of speech, an epithet is transferred or an adjective is transferred from its proper word to another that is closely associated with it in the sentence. I'll make it more clear in the simple words. Say for example, there are two persons A and B. Now A is having a different quality and B is having different quality. Now if we are using the quality of A with B, so what we are doing, we are transferring the quality or transferring the epithet from A to B. Now such a situation is referred to as transferred epithet. The example will make it more clear. See, the principal had a busy day. Now in this sentence, what is epithet or what is adjective? With the word busy. The word busy is epithet here. Epithet means adjective. I earlier told you. So the adjective busy. Now who is busy in this sentence? The principal. The principal is busy. But the adjective is used with another noun, day. We say In our normal life, many times we use this sentence that I had a very busy day. So actually, I had a very busy day means I am busy, but this busy is used with the word day. What has been done here? The busy, which should have been written with the word principle, it is transferred from principle to day. It is transferred from the subject principle to day. Right? That is why its name is transferred epithet, transferring the quality or adjective. Now this busy is describing principle, but instead of being used with principle, it is used with day. So this is a case where the adjective is transferred from the word principle to day. See another example. The boy slept on a restless bed. Now here the adjective restless. Now who is actually restless here? The boy is restless. But this adjective is transferred or moved from the subject boy to bed, and it is used with the another noun bed. So such a case whereby the adjective is transferred from one place or one person to another to which it exactly does not belong, and such a case is called transferred epithet. Taking up the next slide, euphemism. A euphemism consists in the description of a disagreeable thing by an agreeable name. See, by using the euphemism, we speak in agreeable and favorable terms of some person, object, or event which is ordinarily considered unpleasant and disagreeable. Soft or mild terms are used to express a harsh or unpleasant thing. See, whenever some unpleasant or harsh thing happens to someone, then instead of using harsh words to describe it, we use mild terms. Many times in the class, the teacher says, don't shout, don't shout. And another teacher will say, keep quiet or maintain silence. So the meaning is same, but the use of terms is different. On one hand, we are using harsh terms, and on the other, we are using mild terms. See here in the example, he is telling us a fairy tale. He is telling us a fairy tale. Actually here, fairy tale means a lie, means the person is telling a false, he's giving a false statement, he's not telling the truth. But instead of using the word lie or a false statement, we are using a mild term, that is fairy tale. In the second example, see, he passed away after a brief illness. It's a very common word used. He passed away after a brief illness. So here the word passed away means the person died after a brief illness. So instead of saying he died after a brief illness, we are saying he passed away after a brief illness. So what difference does it make? The only difference is that it sounds good to our ears. The mild terms always sounds good to our ears. So euphemism is a case whereby soft or mild terms are used to express a harsh or unpleasant things. Moving on to the next figure of speech, which is antithesis. As the word indicates, anti means opposite. So in antithesis, a striking opposition or contrast of words is made in same sentence in order to secure emphasis. We can also say in antithesis, a striking opposition or contrast of words or sentiments is made in the same sentence. These all things are employed just to secure emphasis. This is a very easy and common figure of speech. Here, two opposite words or ideas are used. This example will make it more clear. United we stand, divided we fall. Now here you can see the two words united and divided. Both are exactly opposite to each other. United, divided. So opposite words, opposite ideas. The figure of speech is antithesis. Life is full of ups and downs. Life is full of ups and downs. Here the words ups and downs are exactly opposite to each other. So this is an example of antithesis whereby opposite words are used. There are many examples like speech is silver but silence is golden. So silver and golden are opposite words. So very common figure of speech. I think you got it now. I'll repeat it once again for you. Antithesis is a figure of speech whereby two opposite words or ideas are used. Let's move on to the next slide. Oxymoron. Now it is a figure of speech which combines two seemingly contradictory or incongruous words for sharp emphasis or effect. You can also say that oxymoron is a special form of antithesis. Now again, these antithesis and oxymoron both are very much similar to each other. In both the figure of speeches, antithesis as well as oxymoron, we are using the opposite words and opposite ideas. So what is the difference? The difference lies in the fact that in antithesis, between the two opposite words or two opposite ideas, you will find at least one word. But in oxymoron, both the opposite words will be placed next to each other. They will place simultaneously one after the other. Say for example, here, now this is an open secret. Now here the words open and secret are opposite to each other, because anything which is open cannot be secret and anything which is secret cannot be open. So both are opposite words and both are placed next to each other, one after the other. There is no other word between them. Whereas in case of antithesis, there will be at least one word between these two opposite words. So this is the only difference between antithesis and oxymoron. So the next example, he is regularly irregular. Again here, the two words regularly, irregular are opposite and are placed next to each other. Okay. So I'll repeat it for you once again, that in antithesis and oxymoron, there is a very small difference between them. That in antithesis, between the two opposite words, there will be at least a single word. Any word, it can be and, or, but, not, any word. But in case of oxymoron, between the two opposite words, no word is used. Both the opposite words will be used one after the other. See here, open, secret, regularly, irregular. I'll give one more example. Say when we say he is the wisest fool in the country. When we say he is the wisest fool in the country. So here wisest and fool, that is wise and fool, are exactly opposite to each other, placed one after the other simultaneously, no gap. So this is the only difference which lies between antithesis and oxymoron. So today we end up here. Next remaining figure of speeches that I will cover in my next video, which will be the part 3 of the topic figures of speech. Thanks for watching.